Yeah.
What up, though? Thank y'all for showing up. For the people that's here, for the people that's going to be showing up. Yeah, this is a wide open panel. I'm going to be opening it up for probably like 20 minutes, 20, 30 minutes. But first, I'd like to go into my title, right? Growing Power, the difference between the seed and the clone. Because what we're going to be diving off into is this right here. All right. We're going to be diving off into what it takes to grow in power. And not only that, we're going to look at this and see how we grow in power. We're going to see the the trinity that the botanist follows. And then we're going to look at the eight that the human body follows. And then we're going to look at all 13 in terms of what we do intake. But eight and three is what we're going to be focusing on. We're going to be focusing on eight of them, and especially the NPK, the nitrogen, phosphorus, and potassium. We're gonna be focusing on those. And with that being said, um, the reason why I titled this "Growing Power" is because when I look at people's panels, when I look at people's channels, and I see how they growing, they all clones. Now, I don't know if anybody know anything about agriculture and horticulture, but clones are it's pretty much the same plant. Hold on for a second. If y'all hear some music in the background, man, y'all gotta ignore that shit. Goddamn well, man. It's whole ass shit. But none of motherfucking less. Growing power is we're gonna be talking in twofold. We're gonna be talking both in the world of growing your own food and growing your mind. Growing your mind is just like how you will grow food. There are one or two ways: through seed or through clones. When you're cloning, that plant is going to grow just like how that plant was cloned. It won't grow no different. It will have the same DNA, the same RNA. So it will grow in that pattern, period. Now, seed requires a little bit more care. And in that, the pattern in which it grows is spontaneous. Even if you knew the so called DNA, how this relates to human beings in terms of seed and clone, you look at the human beings that are being born today, they are really being born to the effect of the clone because everybody looks the same, everybody starts sounding the same. You can hear it in the music, you can see it all over the place. Even there's no individuality with the people that are being born from. I say from the times of the night. I say from the late '80s, going to late '80s on up, depending on the parent, because there's still a last of a dying breed. And I know I understand that everybody assuming that they was born organic to the earth and all this and that and blase spliffy woo woo. But I'm letting you know, most of y'all motherfuckers wasn't. Y'all was being cloned in the '70s to be what we are right now in 2022. There's only a few of us that is here that is the last of a dying breed who are truly organic. And the way we choose our mate is as such as an organic mate. So when we have children, the children are organic. Of course, they're going to have the RNA and the DNA of the parent, but they're going to grow up as individuals. Versus how kids are growing up today under the guise of them being born, it's treachery, debauchery, all that bullshit. And that's exactly how all of them are turning out. All of them turning out like Dwayne Wade kids or any other kid that you can assume that is following what the agenda is in society. So what we're going to be talking about is that growing power, because there is a difference between what is seed and what is clone. All right, we're going to be talking about um, fertilizer, in which these minerals are produced, and how natural agriculture will yield better results versus cloning, because cloning is what they call mass production. And in mass production, you will end up running into a product that has been genetically modified with hormones. And when you look at the communities, and I'm not going to say any community in specific, but we know who we're talking about. When you look at these communities, you can tell that they are mass produced. You can tell that they're not organic. They are genetically modified, and they are all clones. What's up, Weezy 365? But you can tell when they seeds versus clones, because when a person plants their seed, they grow naturally. The seedling will still look the same as if a person cloned a plant. Now, when you look at people's channels, those channels are cloned channels. They can't escape that. They say things of this nature. My channel is growing organically. We share over here. Drop your channel. That shit is, to me, that's cloning, because nobody is naturally looking for anybody. You are pointing them to the direction. That's cloning. A seed on its own recognizance will find its way. A seed on its own recognizance will find light to grow, versus a clone who's already so-called groomed to take the sunlight already. Only thing he needs now is to grow roots. You understand? That's ass backwards, but it works. The plant will root and it will spring fruit, but the fruit is a copycat of a mother plant, or that's what they're calling mother plants. It's a clone of the mother plant that the RNA and the DNA can't never switch up, because it's a clone of the mother, versus a seed. And it's dependent on anticipation when that plant grows. The DNA can switch when you dealing with a seed. It can't never switch dealing with a clone. So before I get started, like I said, I'm going to open this motherfucker wide open. I'm finna play these little hits. Let me put this motherfucking shit up in here, and let's get this shit going.
Cap it to the side, thinking the police gon' pull me over with this herb off in my ride. So I hide the brick of weed under the armors, under the leather, and thinking of starting ways to make my life a little bit better than the dope peddler. Never to pay no fucking taxes, taking a chunk up out of my checks and making my rhymes just look like practice. Buying clothing, rings, roving with my folks. Don't speak about the dead inside my crew, ain't about no jokes. I know some people don't like the way we flow because they envy. They talking about they fuck my hoes and that they could have been me. You looking to be the butterfly without the caterpillar. Take your time and do it right, cause you gon' make it. I swear my nigga, or collapse one. Falling a victim to your greed. Why? You looking to be Big Willie, but you still a C. Why? The information in my skull be poking. Some of y'all on the shoulder, but the other side of the fence, they got y'all niggas breaking boulders for quick money.
Just a part of my day. Many obstacles have been placed in my way. I know the only reason that I make it through is because I never stop believing in you. Some people wonder why we here in the first place. They can't believe cause they ain't never seen your face. ways. But even when you pray the day, you say you gotta try. Can't wait for nobody to come down out the sky. You got to realize that the world's a test. You can only do your best and let them do the rest. You got your life, you got your health. So quit procrastinating and pushing yourself. You got to realize that the world's a test. You can only do your best and let them do the rest. You got your life, you got your health. So quit procrastinating. Just give me your faith in me. Don't act impatiently. You'll get where you need to be in due time. Even when things are slow, hold on and don't let it go. I'll give you what I owe in due time.
Who said good folks is not supposed to die? The same nigga that said niggas is not supposed to cry. United States giving out milk and cheese to pacify. I'm sure they got a cure for AIDS, but yet it's classified. You wonder why I spit the truth and not to make no dough. To make a difference for this motherfucker up and blow in pieces. I can think of many reasons. Only when shit is going bad, you want to holler Jesus. Fuck a pledge allegiance. They got my knuckles bleeding from crawling. Got these niggas thinking they really ballin' when they isn't. Don't take my word, there's niggas off in prison that will tell you that's locked up for a long time and won't sell you no flex. So congregation, will you turn your text to the book of Outcast, chapter 2, verse 1. The first one that feel me, jump up and make a joyful noise. You've outcasted, meaning now you have a choice like that.
Don't act impatiently. You'll get where you need to be in due time. Even when things are slow, hold on and don't let it go. I'll give you what I owe in due time. Just keep your faith in me. Don't act impatiently. You'll get where you need to be in due time. Even when things are slow, hold on and don't let it go. I'll give you what I owe in due time. Just keep your faith in me. Don't act impatiently.
Oh yeah, motherfucking hit. But yeah, y'all see that on the board. Carbon, hydrogen, oxygen, phosphorus, potassium, iodine, nitrogen, sulfurous, calcium, iron, magnesium, sodium, and chlorine. The easiest way to remember this. Let's go see Hopkins Cafe. I heard the food is mighty good. Nah, I'm cool. I'm going to say that again to remember this. This is the easiest way to remember it. Let's go see Hopkins Cafe. I heard the food is mighty good. Nah, I'm cool. All right. C is C for carbon. HOPKINS is for hydrogen, oxygen, phosphorus, potassium, iodine, and nitrogen, and sulfur. CA in cafe is calcium. FE in cafe is iron. Mighty good when you put Mg together, that's magnesium. Na or no is Na is sodium, and cool, you drop the two O's with Cl, you got chlorine. Remember this. And when you approach anything that got something to do with chemistry, you'll pick it up quick. You'll pick it up so quick. With that being said, these are the elements that takes to grow. And you want to know why I labeled it growing power. You take these elements that takes to grow. Now, the Trinity, in terms of what they consider to be the elements in these in this chart, the three or the Trinity to plants is phosphorus, which is light, potassium, which is metal, and nitrogen. which is your gas. Those are the Trinity. That's the Trinity. This is what they all need, the 8. This is the 8 in plants. Everything that's in it. Carbon, hydrogen, oxygen, of course, phosphorus, potassium, nitrogen, calcium, well, actually, it's 9. I'm sorry, it's the 9, not the 8. I'm sorry, it's the 9 and not the 8. These 9 is what it takes. These are what you call macronutrients. And in these macronutrients, this is what it actually takes to go ahead and grow anything on this planet. The reason why I got it labeled growing power is because people lack what it takes to make people grow in power. These elementary elements, these 13 elements that I wrote, the 9 that I got checked, and the 3s that I got stars around it. The 3s with the stars around it is the Trinity in plant life: potassium, phosphorus, nitrogen. You will see that on when you go to any garden store, you will see that on fertilizer, NPK. Nitrogen, phosphorus, potassium. These levels in the soil are so important for plant growth. All right, nitrogen, of course, is going to support chlorophyll, which chlorophyll is needed when plants are going through photosynthesis, which in turn is green. That's where the actual hue is at in the chlorophyll, which nitrogen light breakdown is in the phosphorus. All right, phosphorus is that's the element that is responsible for breaking down light inside of photosynthesis. Potassium is responsible for routing what is necessary inside of the plant, such as metals, iron, magnesium, other metals that are needed inside the plant. Potassium helps route this. So these 3 are the Trinity. And when I listen to people on their streams, they do not have no type of foundation with themselves, to say the least, that they can go within the cube and come outside of it. Because that's what they always saying. I think outside the box. You ain't even inside of a box, number one, to even think outside of one. That's number 2. And number 3, only thing you are fit to be is a rank and file subordinate. That's it. You people be reaching, and that's what they do. They have the people reaching. And because they have the people reaching, the terms of growing is not organic. That shit is GMO. Because I'm going to also share with you how all this right here, all these elements up here are organic. But what's needed the most for all this to work is the biggest inorganic compound that we know of. And it's called water. But I'm going to pull up that share screen later. But water is our major inorganic compound that goes with all this organic compound, which gives you your yin and a yang, which allows things to move and live. But that's another story. But what I'm here to express to you is that there's a difference between a clone and a seed. Everybody I see out there are clones. They're not clones of me. You can't clone me. They tried to, and that clone will be unstable because there are certain strands, and we talking marijuana right now. There are certain strands out there that you can't clone. You just got to get them from seed. You can't clone them, and it'll be unstable. That's that real rare killer. Probably off in the hills of Afghanistan and shit like that, and off in Durban, Africa. Those strands you can't clone. It will be so unstable. What we get is already fucking beat to death, to say the least, or it has been genetically modified to go ahead and be cloned. Other than that, cloning plants, especially during the days of antiquity, 70s and 80s, that was the failure rate versus the success rate was greater. It was like a 70-30 rate in terms of 70%. You were going to fail getting that motherfucking clone or root versus 30%. Now today you can get 100% rate of cloning to get the root. But there are strands that's out there that you can't clone. And guess what? I'm that strand. You can't clone me. You're going to have to get me from seed. And trust me, I don't plant plenty of seeds. That's the reason why I got a name called Didac Appleseed. I don't plant plenty of seeds. That shit is growing. You understand? It don't sprout it because the first thing that a seed does is tap root. A clone does not tap root. A clone has to keep copying itself and keep copying where it came from. It got to keep copying itself in order to have a threshold. It's almost like if you're talking about the holographic world and a motherfucker able to build motherfucking limbs from scratch. That's what a clone does. It builds its roots from memory in terms of that, where the seed already have the tap root in it. It's all a matter of that seed cracking open and it taking root. But the root is already there. And the most important thing to a plant is to take root first. So when you cloning, you're going ass backwards. But it will root and it will grow. It will render fruit or whatever that you're trying to plant. But what's the problem is it's only producing what the other plant it got produced from. It can't do nothing different. Unlike a seed to fruit, the anticipation is there in terms of what you think the genetics of the seed is. But guess what? It can do something totally different. A clone, that will never happen. It will always be the same thing over and over and over again. And then with cloning, the reason why they practice cloning is because they have to mass produce. And guess what's happening out of these flat earth communities? They are mass producing people, mass producing them. So when they go around talking about we growing organically, I beg to motherfucking differ. Who is this Dr. Phenotype?
Nigga, you know who this is, nigga. Man,
No,
so I just changed mine from Dr. Phosphate. So what you saying? I should have kept mine Dr. Phosphate. You need to stay out my realm, man. Let's get it.
I didn't know you called your name Dr. Phosphate, but nonetheless, yeah, I put it to you like this. I don't know the games that is being played. I don't know what people's aim is, but to say the least, Copper Tone, I don't flip flop like that. And when I was on that stream, I don't know if you caught it, the beginning of it, I didn't come up there hostile at all. I was having a cordial conversation. You called me Morris Day, YouTube's Morris Day.
I knew it flipped from there. I know. I was like, before I said it, I'm like, God damn, man, this man. That I was just giving reference. It could be Milwaukee, it could be the stomping grounds of a Moorish takeover or something. That's all. It was just a way on words, but I knew. I was like, God damn it.
Yeah. Because
dipped off and didn't come back. I'm like,
no. See, that was the thing. That was the thing. I didn't dip off. Red Squid kicked me off the panel.
You know how Red Squid do.
That's know.
His new thing.
But to say the least, I engage. But some of this shit, man, my threshold is very short. I put it to you like that. My tolerance for that shit is very short. I came up there because they was going on about Bitcoin. I put a comment in the thing. A brother came up there. He made a comment, and he quoted me. And I think from that point, Beast Mode and them was mad because they thought they had the game locked on what Bitcoin was. So they were still talking about it. I come up there nice, and the shit veered, and that's where the frustration was coming in at. And I was saying to myself, now, what the hell Copper Tone is doing? Now, Fire Sister Navi and Beast Mode was concerned. Okay, I understand that. But when you start coming in, I'm like, okay, this shit is getting ridiculous. But I didn't hit the X or the leave it button. Red Squid kicked me off the motherfucking panel.
And so man, Squid has turned into man, I'm gonna start calling him Vlad X.
But yeah, that was just my thing with it though, Copper Toe. Far as information is concerned, and me having like what I was talking about, none of it was aimed towards you in terms of that, but I did say that you were cheerleading. I did say that you was.
Basically, I knew it too. I was like, it didn't even sound like. I'm like, what the hell? This man got. I know who was aimed. I was like, man, this motherfucker, he coming back. Damn. Yeah, it was a pom man. I would know. I can't say that. Hey, I just know that is Vlad X, man. I mean, Vlad X.
Yeah. Because I know when it's a time to get down and joke. Because trust me, I'm a funny motherfucker. But at that moment, trust me, they needed this. They needed this. And when you came in, the way you came in, I was like, oh shit, man, because y'all was just on a panel where I gave y'all total immunity because I don't know if you remember that was Philly OG's panel. I came up there, I didn't even have 5 seconds on that panel.
Whoa. Anything with Philly shit, like Beast Mode shit, I was running off of Beast Mode. You know what I'm saying? I'm kind of protecting. Well, they gonna kick me off. He gonna kick me off and never kick Beast Mode off. Hell no, that's the sponsor for at least 1 month. Yeah, so I see the political shits in it.
Yeah, when he paid
just
that
riding the wave.
Yeah, when I seen y'all on that panel, that's what I said when I was doing my rebuttal, because I don't just make up panels to go talk about somebody. That's one thing I won't do. If I go participate and you do me wrong, I'm going to strike my motherfucking shit up then. But that's what I did. And when I
get
stood
done
up, I
all
said
over there.
I said, it's two people on that panel that I'm not talking to. They have immunity from me. I said, Sister Navi and Copper Tone. And I'm thinking, okay, I don't know if they heard it or not, to say the least.
Yeah.
I still wasn't
I
aiming
know.
nothing towards you. And I know
Yeah,
for a fact.
That's
Right.
Mars Day, man. I did too much, man. I should have just X my shit up, man.
No. I put it to you like this. It was bad timing. It was real bad timing because you came in with you was whoa. I was like, oh shit.
So when the whoa, man, that is in honor of fucking Joey. Oh, that's another word, Joe. Shit, Joe wouldn't have been around 600 years ago, right? The singer Joe, right? Huh? He would have been performing under Joe, right? Yeah, that comes from, remember Blossom, Blossom, and then her brother Joey. Whoa. Yeah, it wasn't no fucking J's around 600 years ago. So was Jesus around only 500 years ago? All of that shit. Jamie and Jerome's in the house.
Right.
That was in Detroit, right? Yeah.
The Jeremiahs of the world.
Yeah, the Jeremiahs, Jerusalems of the world, huh? You wasn't visiting Jerusalem 600 years ago. What would it be called? Haka burger? What? Huh? I'm serious. You smart as fuck. What would the J's been 600 years ago? How would it have sounded? Give the panel and people a little easy. Like use like Jim. It wasn't no Jimmy and shit 600 years ago. It wasn't Jimmy and door locks. What you was doing.
Hey, Carpenter.
You can't even fucking explain it. And the fucking Moors up there, huh? Give me a fucking Moor right now. That could explain that.
Hey, I was trying to, because they say they J's are wise and shit, and they was calling him Yahshua and all that shit. I don't know.
So Jim would have been what? So Jim or Joe would have been what?
Yo.
Yahshua what?
Yo.
Come on, no, for real. Come on, no, man. You were laughing. What?
No, that's his name. Yo and Yim. Yim? I don't know.
Hold on. No, don't you worry. I'm gonna call up he in the bushes somewhere. Shadow Band. Watch this. The more and more I think about it, the more and I gotta say it 3 times like Candyman, huh? One of them mores will pop up.
They back there listening. They listening.
I know. So give me. So what was Joe called 600 years ago? If we know what was Jesus called? I mean, God, Jehovah. Shit, it wasn't even Jehovah Witnesses. What they was 600 years ago, going around beating on caves and shit. Did the caves have doorbells? Huh? Ding dong. Ooh. Joseph wasn't dodging that. What was his name? Huh? He was with Mary.
Right, before Jesus, and there was no J's. I don't know, man. These motherfuckers got
Come on, no, man. What was Joe's name? Joe was invited to Joseph and Mary wedding. He sung the song, baby. I wanna do all of those things your man won't do, huh? The father did that to Mary and made Jesus. I do them things to you, huh? like I'm trolling, man, but this is name me some smart ass person. What was Joe's name 600 years ago? A bitch can't even pronounce it. You could barely pronounce Hashashu. What was God's name again? Say it.
Yahshua, some shit.
Joshua. Huh? You damn sure can't say Joe. You can't roll that. Joshua don't even fucking sound like what's that? Yasha Joe what? Haka Joe what?
Yeah.
Jim. Spin that. Hasha Jim or what? I ain't even fucking close. Yasha fat, huh? That's a fat Jim then, huh?
A Jim Shoe.
Jim Shoe. That's Jim Shoes. Yeah,
it's a sandwich and a motherfucking footwear. But yeah, man, today is about growing part, the difference between a clone and a seed, and I'm mixing and matching between the plant life, what we know, and how we organically grow versus the YouTube and how it grows. Because I see a lot of clones out there and they think they came from seed and they didn't. Them motherfuckers got clipped off the limb of a tree. It got split and dipped in clone dip.
So once was mandarin oranges, but now we have grapefruits and bittersweets and navel oranges and all that. So
yeah, that's
clipped and spliced. So their splicing didn't evolve seeds. Their splicing evolved leaves. They're into leaf splicing now.
Oh yeah,
they could do it.
Oh yeah,
still cloning. They're just cloning, huh?
They call that grafting in agriculture. When you
could they clone shit? Is that next? They could take shit and then your shit and then clone, make a clone man of you. How far off is they from that?
Shit,
just body parts.
Oh shit, they been doing that. Nah, it's not right. That shit is not affordable to us now. Like the military, yeah, we can't afford that shit. But people who do got prosthetics, they close to it. They real close to that shit to where it's bionic. But I ain't talking about
was
them
just about to say bionic. So bio, that's in the same range, right? Bio, bionic and bio is kind of the same thing, right?
Oh yeah.
That's a science.
Oh yeah. But yeah, these clones that's out here, man. That's what I'm kind of addressing here, is because cloning is bad, but it renders fruit, and that's the fruit that looks fair seeming. I hear people always talking about organic this and organic that, but little that they know that they are clones, assuming that they organic. So this is dedicated especially to those who need to put their, if they wish to get their hands dirty, right? I put up those 13 elements up there so people can remember real easy. Like, because when you're doing it, these are the elements that you need to know in order to grow organically. Other than that, you are a copy. You're a copycat. And yeah, this is
okay, bro. Okay, damn. Okay, you own that now. I see that. They say that phosphate is the backbone to DNA. So, is the fertilizing industry, is that That's man-made and shit, right? I mean, what?
No,
I mean, yeah, huh?
no, phosphorus is it's a natural element. It's a
Mm-hmm.
natural element. And what they do, they add it in soil. They're added in the soil, but it's natural. Now you got places that's more high in phosphorus than other places in terms of their soil. But, so people, they substitute with worm castings or egg shells and shit and bat guano, you know what I'm saying, or seagull shit, bat shit. They'll start substituting because
Okay,
certain.
so what? Okay,
Okay.
what? So I get that because my grandma, she like the regular waste, like garbage and trash and stuff, that was thrown away like that. But that fruit and like them egg shells and all that, she threw that in like flowering beds. So that type of black soil, most of that was copied from nature and like man-made and stuff, right? Over time. That's the natural fertilizer. Ashes, dust to dust, like
Oh
type
yeah,
shit, right?
yeah. Oh, for sure, for sure. And that's crazy that you mentioned that. Is because I was about to say this, but you see where my aim is going. You got to plant your seed in that type of soil. So there is a community out there is dead, and only thing they are good for is planting your seed in it and growing some real good shit coming out of that soil because they have that. Because in compost, that's where you get your highest of nitrogen, phosphorus, and potassium. And compost ain't nothing but what you just said, broken down. A whole bunch of shit that was, and it turned into garbage. Now you turn it into another, some more fertilizer, and that's how I'm looking at certain shit. I, damn, I'm cruel. Dark Familiar hit the motherfucking nail on the head when he said I can be an asshole. Because I could be a straight up asshole. But I'm trying to save grace and face because I do want to participate. There's because we need it the most. I put it to you like that. We need this the most. And no matter how opposite people can be, right? People can piece that shit together and come up with a scenario. You know what I mean? So um, I'm going to say this lightly, but I am saying it. A lot of the channels that I participated on is garbage. And what's happening is that I'm recomposting it and I'm turning it into fertilizer. So I'm planting my seed and it's growing. I see it growing. And a lot of the clones don't like that. The clones don't like that because I already caught up with they growth and outgrown them. You understand? But
Hey man, fertilizer has a whole new aspect, man. When you was going in about that, all I thought about was, damn. So those women with those hip, I mean those what it is, those. So hey, it was a point in time. Concubines, they
hey,
trim the hair wrong. Yeah,
but
man.
yeah, oh no, go ahead.
Nah, my bad. So the more bearing those hips, the more fertilizer, natural, organic fertilizer. That's possibly you'll have a whole set of kids. That's the only purpose.
Well, I tell you what, right? There is a last of a dying breed. And that last of a dying breed, I will try to give them the benefit of the doubt. When they choose they mate, they choose carefully in terms of what is to be considered organic versus what's inorganic. Because if you look at the demographic, if you look at what I'm assuming you're probably around like in the 40s, right? Because if you look at, because we fucking up in terms of the generation because we fallen in love with plastic women. And that entails all this cloning shit or inorganic or genetically modified human beings that are coming out. These babies are coming out like clones. They all starting to look like, all of them got asses, all of them got titties. All of them is pretty much doing the same motherfucking thing. So even though the parent may be what the parent may be, because that's look fair semen, but there is a last of a dying breed who are truly organic. And like you said, the woman being the fertile creature of the earth, representative, only a very few still they a very few who remain, to say the least. Are they having a lot of babies? I don't know, but I know there is a few of us still standing. And when we chose our mate, we chose them carefully and made sure that the women was just as organic. Because right now, niggas is falling in love with a Dwayne Wade type shit. They doing that shit. They doing the Will Smiths. And that's crazy. They at my age where I'm assuming that the parent was still organic in terms of that, still doing it the organic way. But here they are, they full grown adults, we full grown adults, and we seeing that they playing clone games. They playing clone games, not that they going to some fucking science room and getting their whole entire body clone. No, it starts with them in terms of the rhetoric, or even augmenting themselves like Jaden Smith augmented himself. They calling him, they say he a vegetarian, but he looked funny. He looked funny in a motherfucker. And then the sister, she looked just as crazy. So that, yeah. So
them Earth too, man. He on Earth too.
Right. So right now, the generation, they don't give a fuck. It's like babies aren't gonna. I'm telling you, in like 3 or 4 years, babies might be born with no motherfucking sex part. They ain't gonna have no dick, like a doll. They ain't gonna have no dick, no pussy. They just gonna be whatever the fuck. And then later on in life, maybe you can decide, and then a doctor will put the sex organ on the. Trust me, clones. But that's an extreme clone. But I'm talking about like just everyday living, the copycat.
Whoa. So they doing that with like most of the like new highways built, like possibly in the future, you see like a bridge or two that got like an extra part to it. That's like where in the future they could hook up things. So what you saying? Damn.
Yeah.
So bionic gender parts underneath layers of skin. So those attachment areas gonna be well protected. Hey,
right. Now check this out. This is a perfect
children be banging themselves up and shit like.
But here's a perfect example of a clone. I don't know if anybody be watching that grown up hip hop, but the brat, she got a girlfriend. Now they finna have a baby. How the fuck two women gonna have a baby? That's a clone. That's cloning. But they trying to simulate real birth. Like I said, it's a very few of us left. And the way we having babies, like I said, I would love to think that we choose carefully. But in that, it's a fucking like not only in the physical, because that's what I'm talking about in terms of that, but I see this shit playing out spiritually, mentally, physically, not physically, but mentally and spiritually, and on YouTube, to say the least. And this is crazy because if people want to know how to get back to organic, these are some of the fundamental things that people need to know. It's just fundamentals. That's it. That's it. And that's what I came to talk about today. You understand? And open up this panel because I really want Navi to come bring her ass up here.
Well, I'll get out your way, man. I'll go and listen, man, for a while. Let's get it.
So if I say Navi name 3 times, maybe she'll pop up like a Moor, because I think that's what she's assuming herself to be. But yeah, the reason why I want her to pop up here is because, number one, I know that she's watching. And number two, just for her to get her story straight. Maybe she can beat around the bush in terms of an apology, because I thought she was a serious intellect in terms of how she pushed her information. I even gave her the P in terms of what I consider P and P funk. You understand? I got shit named that for a reason. And I guess that went null and void. Who the fuck is Didac? Didac is organically growing on you motherfuckers. Now, y'all was talking about an ivy plant. I'm growing like an ivy plant against the wall. And with that, it requires a high level of nitrogen, a high level of phosphorus, a high level of potassium. And I'm getting it from y'all because I'm turning y'all into compost. After letting the worms decompose your ass, put a lot of worm castings, what they call, I think it's called vermin. And what I do, I just plant my seeds in y'all and watch me grow. And that's what the point of this is, paralleling to real life plant life in terms of if you want to get your hands dirty. These are the things that you can do to go ahead and get your hands dirty, because I guess the apocalypse or whatever, for the time that comes, you will know just basic chemical compounds that makes up everyday life that we need to take in, the substance that we need to take in. And it's simple. Hold on. It's simple as this right here. Carbon, hydrogen, oxygen, phosphorus, potassium, iodine, nitric. See, the iodine and sulfur, that's for that white man. So since Sanchez think he's white, he would need those. He would need them. And everybody else who think they white, they need those. So with that being said, especially those who think they're not black. So for the people who say that they ain't black, you need these in your bloodstream. But none of motherfucking less: calcium, iron, magnesium, sodium, and chlorine. These are the things that are basically needed in the human body and in plant life that needs to grow. But when we are zero in and focusing in on what they call macronutrients versus micronutrients, because when you go on micro, boy, you got to really, really focus in. But we ain't talking micro, we talking macro. There are three, the Trinity: potassium, phosphorus, and nitrogen. It's the NPK. But the 8 that you mean the 9 that you need to focus on in terms of the totality in plant life, to say the least. Because you don't need iodine, you don't need sulfur, you don't need sodium, you don't need chlorine. But then again, those are things that are micro. So when you use an Epsom salt in your plants, right, for helping the roots, to say the least, you don't need that all the time. But what you always need is carbon. You always need hydrogen. You need oxygen. This is the shit that you need at all times. Phosphorus, potassium, nitrogen, calcium, iron, and magnesium. Everything else is optional in terms that thereof. But considering that this table or this formula that you're looking at is really designed behind the white man, they need iodized sulfur, they need chlorine in them. That's what they need in them. But thank you, Tinfoil, for coming up, man. And I guess somewhat iron out the what they call that, the misunderstanding on what you was doing up on Red Square Panel. Because I know you would do that, but your timing was terrible in terms of what, but it wasn't bad to the point where I cursed you or I called you out of your name. It was no shit like that. But I just said that, like I said, you was like a bad kid that day in a lunchroom where I'm having a rap contest and I'm seriously in it. And I'm beating the living shit out these motherfuckers. You would stand on the goddamn lunch table in the middle of the rap battle and say, "Hey, everybody, I'm Copper Tone," and just fuck up the whole battle. That's who you was at that particular moment. My focus was on Beast Mode and Sister Navi. And the reason why Red Squid, like I said, the reason why Red Squid get it, because he's the host. And he trying to tell me to calm down when them motherfuckers is irate. But that's besides the point. Carbon, hydrogen, oxygen, phosphorus, potassium, the list goes on. Y'all see the list up there? That is what it takes. The easiest way to remember this, we can break it down even more easier. See Hopkins Cafe Mighty Good. That's the easiest way to break it down. See Hopkins Cafe Mighty Good. Forget about the Na and the chlorine or the Na and the Cl. Just think about those. And forget about everything else. So you look at it, you see Hopkins Cafe Mighty Good. And if you drill that into your head and you remember that when you approach agriculture or horticulture, it will be just that much easier. And trust me, everybody is going to be aimed towards that. Right? Remember, I had an argument with Beast Mode about agriculture and horticulture. And I told him that if it's a community of Hmong people in your neighborhood, consult with them. Because them motherfuckers are some of the rawest agriculturalists I have ever seen on this planet. They are nice with it. And with that nigga get mad because he tried to, I guess, raise up his ancestors. I'm not talking about I'm talking about right now, motherfucker. Do you see your fucking 250-year-old grandmother in a garden, motherfucker? Dumbass nigga, no. So in the meantime, in between time, if you want to get out there and you want your shit to be sufficient and efficient, you want your shit to be straight up organic, no hormones, no genetically modified shit. None of that shit, dog. The monks know how to do it. The motherfuckers will make straw fertile. They'll take straw, like the straw that horses eat. They'll make that shit into topsoil. That's how raw they is at the shit. But I'm just as raw. I'm on hiatus for a moment, but just as raw. But none the motherfucking less. I suggest that these are the people you need to consult if they're in your neighborhood. And here go Beast Mode going off. But now we coming to a time, push coming to shove, because I'm just letting y'all know, push is coming to shove. Push is coming to shove. Niggas who know me, they know what's going on. Push coming to shove. And when it do, these basic elements that I got written down on my whiteboard, which I call the Board of Education. But I got written down on my whiteboard. These basic elements will get you jump started into you growing your own motherfucking food, because these are the basic macronutrients that it will need. And the ones that's in the check marks, they're going to need those 9 at all time. The trinity of those 9 is phosphorus, potassium, and nitrogen. If you can maximize, there's the word I was looking for. If you can maximize these 3 in the trinity, your plant will render such great fruit. Phosphorus is light, potassium is metal, nitrogen is gas. What's going on, Mind's Eye? Nicholas Jones in the house. Oh, for sure. He said that's bad. No, man. Hey, I'm gonna lay off. I guess it's water up on. Remember you said about the bridge being it's an extra connection on the bridge. I guess I'm gonna put water up under the bridge. So I'm not gonna focus on Navi and Beast Mode and all that shit anymore. But what I am gonna focus on is that if motherfuckers want organic shit, come to Didac's channel. If you want that cloned shit, right? If you want that clone shit, it's a lot of dispensaries out there that's giving away clone shit. I ain't gonna name them off, but there's a lot of motherfucking clones out there. And with that, there is a difference between plants that come from clones and plants that come from seed. Plants that come from seed, DNA, RNA will vary. Plants that's coming from clone already have their set genetics. Plants that come from seed is growing the correct way. Tap root to bud to the what's the goddamn name? Colax to the colax. Whereas the clone goes backwards. It already have its flower top but no root. So that motherfucker, it got to digress to grow roots, to progress, whereas the seed is strictly only in progression. So there is a difference between seed and root. C. Hopkins Cafe, I'm telling y'all now, is mighty good, but you got motherfuckers saying, no, I'm cool. No, I'm cool is sodium and chlorine. Those are usually two things that people try to get out of their diet in terms of that, but it's still in your diet. Because we are used to the European diet. So chlorine and sodium, inevitably we taking it, especially iodine, because when we eat shrimp, you can eat so many shrimp. I get iodine poisoning, and you know about sulfur. White folks is full of that shit because when they get wet, they stink. Nigga, they smell like firecrackers. Wet dog. Wet diggity dog. What's going on, Universal Inquirer? Oh, it's today's topic is the difference between the seed and the clone. And what I've been seeing on the YouTube streets is that it's been a lot of clone. God damn, dog. Oh, hell no. I did chip this motherfucker. Oh, you son of a bitch. God damn it, man. It's one thing ain't another. God damn it. Oh, that's some bullshit, dude. Oh, hell no. Yeah. Oh. Damn. But my shit's still working, though. But fuck, I just found some fucked up shit on my computer. I dropped it. Anyway. I just got thrown off. I'm sorry, y'all. I just got thrown off. But yeah, what I'm talking about is from seed to clone. And I'm paralleling that to what's going on in the YouTube world. Because what I'm seeing from people's panels, they are clones of. I'm not going to say his name, but they are clones of his. And I'm trying to figure out for the life of me, because I be hearing them on their shit talking about, yeah, we growing our channel organically. And I said to myself, I don't think they know the difference between what is organic and inorganic, or what's organic and genetically modified, because the hypocrisy not only expressing what they think their channel is doing, but also the hypocrisy is in what they putting in their bodies in terms of, dog, you not going out in your 7 acres of land and your motherfucking well and in your so-called tight community, because you know you got people on this YouTube bragging about how much land they got, but not how much food they got grown on that motherfucker. But they always bragging on how much land they got. There's no way in hell that you should be going to the grocery store. Now you trying to tell us in that you doing your due diligence by like going to a Whole Food or to an Outpost or to a because up we got a Big Time what is it, Big Time? Yeah, it's called Big Time, but it's named after the time that you buy with like a rose, the herb thyme and rosemary. We got an organic store named Big Time up here. But with that being said, this is a person's testimony that they do their due diligence by doing that. If you ain't met the person who farmed that food, your guess is just as good as yours. And what I mean by that is it's on you. It's on you. Because farmer markets are not every day. Those are in between. Farmers markets don't open up every single day. What is y'all talking about? That shit is like twice a month or some shit like that. 3 times a month, if you lucky. Because they don't harvest food like that. Now, when you do go to a farmer's market, guess what you're going to bump into? A whole lot of moms. But yeah, yeah. I know who you talking about. Yeah, he over there. That was again. I, I'm trying to tell y'all, man. These motherfuckers have a strategy, and I know they pulling the strat. I know what they doing. They are oversaturating shit. In the finance world, they call this oversaturation of the market, meaning that everybody got a goddamn cell phone company. Nokia, Samsung. It's just so many goddamn cell phones out there that it's an oversaturation in the market. So what's happening now is an oversaturation in the market right now. It's an oversaturation. And that's sad, man, because um I guess shit, I don't know. They making this I guess they trying to make it into a competition, if that's a such thing. If that was a such thing, they trying to make it into a competition. I don't know, but I 12, 13 hours of streaming straight says a lot. That's a dedication, right? That takes a focus. I'd be motherfucking damn if y'all didn't take that shit to do something tangible. Y'all be some bad motherfuckers. Other than that, the focus that y'all dedicate y'all time for is, I guess, is rendering the fruit that I already seen before. It's rendering the fruit that I have already tasted, and it's nasty. I don't like it. And I thought I was coming to a different farmer's market. I thought I was getting different fruit, but I wasn't. I was getting the same fucking fruit from the same motherfucking tree. So inevitably, y'all are cloning y'all food, y'all cloning y'all information. So when I come to y'all panel and I try to engage with y'all sound just like that motherfucker, dog. So Philly OG, when you say that you do your due diligence, and yes, I'm calling your motherfucking name out. When you say you do your due diligence, Philly OG, and that you try to go to farmers markets, do you meet the farmer? I mean, when you say you go to your grocery stores to get your fruit, nigga, you go to a regular grocery store just like everybody else, dog. You said I try to pick out shit that got seeds in it. Even if it got seeds in it, does not make it what you think it is. Try putting your hands in the dirt and growing your own shit. Do some comparing and contrasting. And if you can do that, then you can make a sound decision on whether or not what you think you eating is organic or inorganic, which is a misnomer. It ain't inorganic. It's genetically modified. I'll be hearing niggas talking about inorganic. The most abundant resource on this earth that you need in order for you to grow as a human being and for plants to grow is inorganic, and it's called water. Water, the biggest body of element on this planet, is inorganic. We are made up of 70% water, which is inorganic. And what plants need in order for them to grow? Water, which is inorganic. So when you hear dumb motherfuckers talking about that's inorganic, I will hope so. But I would hope not. It's not genetically modified with motherfucking hormones. So with that being said, this right here, that's the reason why it's a wide open panel. And I know that they scared to hit my motherfucking panel. You know what? Let me stop saying that because I be hearing Sabir Bey say that dumbass shit when he's the most illogical human being on this motherfucking planet, one of the most illogical human beings on this planet. And when he say that, I be laughing. And I know when I hit the panel, he gonna do the same shit that these other channel holders do. They gonna kick your ass out to the side. They gonna kick your ass off to the side. And you cannot engage with people like that. So Sabir Bey, I'm not fit to pull his tactic and be hit the link. The link is up in there because I hear a few other channel holders saying that shit. I did say it upon me inviting who I wanted specifically to come up. Because I did drop the link one time for motherfuckers to specifically come up. Because I got tired of the shit. I'm finna show you how a real man handles a panel professionally. And when they came up, no cutoff. They was calling me out of my name. I didn't cut them off. I let them rant and rave. And when I allowed them to rant and rave, I went and spoke my piece. I verbally beat the living shit out of them. And then they find themselves exiting off my stream. Never where I kick a motherfucker to the back or mute a motherfucker. I let them talk. I am not extended that same courtesy. And here's the kicker about it. I come up there to challenge their information. Do you know an agent comes there to get along with you? That's what agents do. Agents come to your panel. They get along with you. They start agreeing with your motherfucking information. And then, and only then, that they can strike. I think it was Bobby. He was skeptical about the nigga Loyal. And he was explaining what he thought was an informant or what is a motherfucking agent. And he ain't far from what an agent is, because they do come in being your friend. They do come in and agreeing with you. Do you know Sister Navi labeled me as a goddamn, I'm sorry. Let me get off Navi and let me get off that. But the misappropriation of one that label, when one is coming to engage in conversation, they will misplace that. So what will happen with me when I come to the panel, right? Me being who I am, totally organic, here to plant my seed, not to clone. I don't want nobody to clone me or none of that shit. I just want to plant my seed and let that shit grow organically. And for the most part, they like, I guess, birds. You know how birds will watch you plant your seed and they'll come later on and dig that shit straight on up. And you know what the saying goes, that shit is for the birds. Oh, those are the three Universal Inquirer asks, why do I got stars next to? Those are the three trinities of the plant life or nutrients that you need to give your plants and macronutrients, because the 9 are the ones that's in the chat. These 9 are the macronutrients that you always need to take in order for you to grow. The 3, phosphorus, potassium, and nitrogen, are the most important out of the 3. If you can find chemical balance in these three, you will optimize your plant growth from the root to the shoot. Anytime you go to a garden store, those are the three nutrients that they measure your shit by. It's called NPK. NPK. And most of it depends on the nitrogen. Nitrogen, of course, is chlorophyll. Chlorophyll, of course, is what you need for photosynthesis, for the sugars and all that shit to break down. That's why your plant is green, because of the chlorophyll that's in it. Nitrogen provides that. You can have nitrogen deficiencies where your plants turn brown, because even in the winter, going towards the fall, that's a nitrogen deficiency. It's losing its nitrogen, and not only it's not able to photosynthetically break it down because of the equinox changing in the sun. You cannot. Let me not say you can't account for that on a flat Earth. Did I just say that, or did I just say that? But with that being said, trees loses their chlorophyll, so that's when you see the trees and shit turning brown. Other than that, you can overdo it in nitrogen, where your shit would be like dark green and curled over. But I'm talking marijuana, but that's with any plant though. You can overdo anything and anything. Too much of anything is bad for you, but those three are the trinity in the nutrients in the plant life. If you can maximize those three, everything else on that chart will balance itself out in terms of what you feed your plant, because the carbon is coming from the soil. Your hydrogen, of course, coming from the water. Your oxygen is also coming from the water and also the air if you aerate your roots. Calcium, of course, that comes from rock mineral, or you can do egg shells, or damn, I forgot the other one that's high in calcium. You can even pour milk for calcium. No bullshit. You can pour milk in there. Iron, fish heads, and shit like that. You know what I mean? I'm talking natural shit here. That potassium is banana peels. Nitrogen, of course, is anything that surrounds you. Weeds, because you got to decompose. Weeds, grass, anything that's green. That's nitrogen. All right. Phosphorus is light, but it's also light in your soil. Now, if you are going what they do, soilless mediums, now you got to make up for what everything is missing up out of that soil. And everything that I above mentioned, except for carbon, hydrogen, and oxygen, if you're going soilless, everything missing. Only thing you just got is a medium holding the root. So what you do to organically make a fertilizer for that soilless medium is through composting. It's called liquid compost. You just take a whole bunch of twigs and leaves and whole bunch of shit, and you pour water in there, and you add a tad bit of sugar, and you got to have a water pump in there, and you got to let that water pump boil the water. It's called boiling. No bullshit. It don't get hot. It don't get hot. It boils. And in that boiling, the compost is breaking down. Once you do that, you pH measure it, because now either you too hot, which is your pH is way too low way too low in terms of it being in the pink, or it can be way too high. You will rather want the latter. You will want it high so you can naturally bring it down low with lemon. With lemon. You strain it. Of course, you strain it. You don't put the solids inside the fucking soil. No, you strain it. Once you strain it, you pH balance it, and there you have it. You got some of the best liquid fertilizer man can buy if you do it naturally and compost your own shit. You can even add shit in there, nigga. The way you feed your dogs is the way the shit is gonna come out. And I have dogs and I do my own composting. I'm on hiatus right now, but I do my own. If you feed your dogs correct, the shit will be correct. If you feed your dogs garbage, the boo-boo will be garbage. But I take the shit and I put it in water and let that shit sit and sit and turn into some of the best motherfucking liquid fertilizer man can buy. Shit. But I'm telling you how you can do this in terms of that when you are either forging the opportunity for you to grow your own food, or you are met with the opportunity to grow your own food. Either one of the two. These are the basic elements that we need in order for our shit to grow. Not only that, that's what we need in ourselves in order for us to need to grow. So that's what the 3 stars are there for, and that's what the 9 checks are there for. The things that I got open are optional, right? White folks like iodine. White folks smell like sulfur. Salt, of course, is fucking optional on food. It does make food taste better. And chlorine is just what it is. Chlorine, you don't want none of that shit, but it comes in the shit in the form of what they call ammonia. Yeah, and white folks smell like ammonia. That's the shit that's in their body. So they just, find other ways to feed their body. You understand me? Oh, for sure. Oh, hell yeah. There's a new way. I'm telling you, it might sweep the nation. In terms of that, it's expensive. And I told my wife, if I die, that's how I want to get buried. They burying human bodies in burlap sacks with trees attached to it. So what they do, they decompose your body. They'll put it in a sack where the tree is planted in. And then they'll plant the tree, allow the tree to grow with your motherfucking DNA all going all through that tree. Now remember, on motherfucking on any kind of show dating back or taking you back to its essence. And the one movie that I'm thinking about is Black Panther. They're all coming out of trees. Remember, that was one of my theories. That's Didact's theory on the origin of man. I said men are the fruit and the women are the root. I believe, and I'm using the word loosely, believe, because it needs to resonate, but I think that human beings come from a tree. And because of that, when I seen that idea, I said, whoa, that's exactly how I want to get buried. So yeah, human being can be compost. But yeah, that's, you don't see the today's coffins don't allow you to decompose correctly. So just say if it was plant life around it, you couldn't manifest your DNA within that essence. Because I'm telling you, man, or our origins, our beginnings. I want to have an argument with a top scholar on this. I know we come from trees. I know we come from trees. Yeah, human beings in the flesh, bone and all, but babies. We were babies in a pod, like a apricot, nigga, like that, like a pod. And the tree did the same thing that a side of a woman's womb would do. That's the reason why the fucking placenta is shaped the way it's shaped. The women were coming up from the root, meaning they were coming up from the dirt, and we were dropping from the trees like an apple, nigga. The dirt was so fertile that we can eat it and have all the nutrients that we need without eating anything else other than, because we didn't have no titty to suck on. So what we do and what babies do when they don't have a titty to suck on. There's so many newborn babies around me. And I said, I know I was right. I know I'm right, dog. Ooh, it's so many newborn babies around me, dog. So I know I'm right. You know, when a baby can't suck on their mama titty, they're going to either ball their motherfucking hand up, they're going to put their foot in their mouth, but 9 times out of 10 is their hand. If they can mimic the titty nipple and the areola, it's their thumb. It's their thumb. Now, some mamas don't got big titties. Sometimes some mamas don't got big nipples and shit, and the baby can't latch on. But trust me, you gonna put something artificial in the baby head called a pacifier. Other than that, the natural way of a human being to feed itself is to suckle. And trust me, the dirt in the essence, in the beginning of human beings was just as pure as a motherfucking breast coming from a woman's as pure as the milk coming from a woman's breast. So when these babies were dropping from their pods, I'm talking about the men, and the women were being pushed up, like being birthed out of the motherfucking womb, out of the dirt. The dirt was so black. The dirt was black and fertile. And fertile. Oh, look up the dragon blood tree. That's the closest thing to the species that actually gives you the idea. I put it to you like that because right now, this is only Didact's theory. But my theory, trust me, man. Trust me. When I say this, it's hitting the nail on the head. Because one of the oldest trees is the dragon blood tree. And that tree to this day will bleed and scab up like a human being. There are human beings in this world whose skin texture is almost like a bark of a tree. Tell me if I'm wrong. I know niggas in motherfuckers' neighborhoods right now that got eczema so bad. Eczema. There it is. Eczema. I said eczema. I know some people in people's hoods that people got eczema so bad that their skin looks like tree bark, nigga. Don't tell it to me. Tell it to my motherfucking ass. And trust me, that tree man, in terms of what they call the gardens of the galaxy, it's not too far-fetched either. People assume in fairy tale, right? Folklore that it was tree people walking around in tree like they were trees. No, that's just the folklore. That's the folklore of it. Trust me in what I tell you. Men of the fruit, women of the root. The first human beings were, like I said, I gave it a number. This is only Didact's theory. I did my little motherfucking math on it, and it all adds up. 1,444,000. No, I'm sorry. It's 444 million. No, I'm saying the number wrong again. God damn. It's there it is. Fuck. 1 billion. No, 1 million. I'm sorry. 1,444,000. There it is. That's the number. 1,444,000. The reason why I chose that number because when you split 144 and a half, you got 72. You got 72 men and 72 women. Do y'all remember that song? Because we're dealing with chromosomes here now. Trust me. The song that Kendrick Lamar got he's saying some shit in that song. When he say, all my life, I want money and power, respect my mind, or die for last shower. I hope my dick get big as the Eiffel Tower so I can fuck the world for 72 hours. 72 hours is 3 days, technically. 3 days, technically. In those 3 days, especially in the Bible, because I try not to dig off into the Bible, those first 3 days and so-called creation of man is dealing with the fucking tree. He said, let me create the trees and all that shit. And then man came along. Trust me, he was born from a tree. He was born from a tree. But don't take my word for it. Do your due diligence on the research. With that being said, that ties all into the fact that man used to be organic. Man used to grow from seed. Now man is being cloned more than ever in 2022. It plays out and it vicariously plays out through social media and what we see today. Because if you listen to people's information is cloned. I'm one of the very few. I'm one of the last of the dying breed. You're going to get organic seeds here. It's like going to a seed bank and you asking for organic strawberry cough, right? Organic strawberry cough grows in the mountains of Afghan. That's the seeds that you're getting from me. I do my due diligence. I take my flight to Afghan. I put on my hiking boots, my book bag. I go up to the mountains and I get the seeds. I come back and I sell them at a premium price. That's what I do. It's not in a laboratory being fixed, all that shit. That's where you get that other shit from. You get when you walk in a big ass warehouse and you see all the plants looking the same, them clones. Tell me them niggas don't look the same from the Aboriginal power to the flat earth community. I'm sorry. I had to say that. I'm sorry. Now, not everybody is a clone. I'm gonna say that. Let me put that disclaimer out there. Not everybody is a clone, but damn near everybody is a damn near everybody is a clone. And There's a difference between seed and clone. Like I said, seed grows in a progress. A clone has to go through a regression stage. It has to digress. If you understand, it has to go backwards to grow roots, where the seed is going forward to grow root. That's the first thing it grows, is what they call a tap root. Your clone don't have a root. It has a top, but it does not have a root. And you know what they say about anything top heavy? That shit is going to tip over. It's no good when it's top heavy. That's like a lady with big old titties and a little ass with a little old flat butt. Oh, I can't, that shit mix and match. They shake like a letter Y. I can't, fuck that. But none of the motherfucking less. It's like anything top heavy is not good, especially in finance. Especially in finance. I know that's right. Shit. Yeah, I cut the tongue. Hey, I'll cut my tongue out my motherfucking throat. If I have to sound like that shit, flat motherfucking power. I know some flat motherfuckers up here flat. Are y'all a gang? If not, y'all got to tell Philly OG and the motherfuckers stop screaming that shit. If not, y'all are a gang. That's gang shit. Flat motherfucking power. Every time, that's gang shit. If not, it's cult. It's cult-like. Just like how you would do with the Black Power movement. I don't like Cyrus Suit said he when he say that shit every fucking 5 minutes. Black power, black power, black power. Nigga, you sound like you in a gang. Stop saying that shit. I even critique my own motherfucking people. We all know what you stand for. You don't got to keep repeating that shit over and over and over again. Now you looking like a gang. No, I bet you 10-1, y'all got hand signs. Y'all just don't show them online. Y'all probably got pitchforks and all kind of shit jumping off. Finger locks. You understand me? Tiger grips and all that shit. Y'all probably got all that shit in the flat power shit. But yeah, I would cut my tongue out of my head if I had to sound anything like that shit, because people are all sounding the same. They are. They all sounding the same. And then they have themselves on repeat. That would be the killer shit. Like, can you talk about like anything pertinent that we can touch and that we can put to action? Because red, blue, and green, and trying to break that down in terms of what they think is magically happening to you is not telling you how to put your hands in the dirt. It's not telling you what nutrients are going to take for you to grow shit. Now check this out. I'm finna tell you what red, blue, and green means in my world, right? Let me go ahead and share this screen right quick. Let me show you what it looks like in my world. Because remember, I was on Sanchez's show. He can't take this because, like I said, my shit is so potent. It's so potent that it's just some shit he just got to leave alone. But at the same time, he did try to copy this. All right. Even though they got it in a beaker, I think this would be good. Those are beakers. If anybody didn't know, those are not tubes. Those are beakers. Those are not tubes. Those are beakers. Nonetheless, when a nigga try to show you who your 7 chakras belong to, and niggas try to use the colors, when I told him about the pH scale, for those who do remember, because like I said, I got a motherfucking memory like a goddamn elephant. When I showed him this pH scale, he was like, oh, okay, yeah, I can work with that. I can work with that. Of course, you don't have no motherfucking other choice but to work with it, because I'm letting you know the chakras come from this scale. So again, when you are applying real life shit, tangible shit, when you're growing your food, when you are testing your water for pH, you know what you can test it with to see what the pH level is? On some iodine. But you gotta have a test tube in terms of that. You gotta scoop the water in the test tube, take a couple drops of iodine, and you take it and you shake the test tube. It will turn one of 7 colors, because when it will never go off into the blue. It will only go into the green. So when you hot, like I said, when you in this area of 3-point, or even when you dancing with 4-point, you still in danger in terms of burning your plant. If you in the yellow, it depends. It really does depend, because I ran a hydroponic in a 3. I did, just to get the crystals up. But if you in that 2 and up in here, you're going to burn the shit out your shit. That's what that's all about. But in the chakras, right? Because you know what? That's correct. But I don't know. I guess they changed the scale. It looked like they changed the scale. Because at first it was just up to 7. Hold on. Let me see if I can find a one. Let's just go to 7. Because right now they got them all the way up to 13. So shit has changed in terms of them mastering out the pH scale. But it's 7. It's 7. Trust me, it's 7. But with that being said, let me see this. All right, y'all see that? Let me blow that up. Oops. Pull back. All right. Damn, what just happened again? This motherfucker, Doug, this motherfucker sensitive. I dropped my computer, so this motherfucker's super sensitive now. But nonetheless, they boost. I see now that they boosted up the goddamn scale up to 14. But for every 2, that is 1. All right? For every 2, that is 1. So here is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's how the PA scale goes in terms of in my heyday. I see now they don't change. It's like math. You know what I'm saying? Math has changed. No more long division. Writing has changed. No more cursive in school. So it's inevitable. Shit is going to change. So, of course, the PA scale changed. But the more shit change, what? The more remains the same. I'm going to say that again. The more shit change, the more remains the same. But this right here is your chakra. Of course, One would flip it upside down and have alkaline on top and acids on the bottom, right? But this is a chakra that you can actually apply to plant life. So again, there's a difference between a clone and a seed. You keep fucking with them clones, you will never know how to organically move. You wouldn't know how to organically plant yourself. You wouldn't grow naturally. You wouldn't progress going up. You will die off, concentrate to grow roots. You will have to kill yourself off to grow roots. That means that in order for you to even have a vital life, you got to kill what you think that's original about you and become whatever that you are copying, because that's what a clone is. A clone goes through a lot of stages to grow roots. It literally dies off. What keeps it alive is water. They add a little nutrients to it. You know, people cheat in terms of that because you can make a clone simulator from your plant by using aloe vera. You cut your clone off. You splice it, of course, or cut you cut the stem, and you would dip it in aloe vera. Aloe vera is a natural hormone activator. And what will happen is that plant being cut off will assume that it needs to go ahead and start regenerating. So what it will do, it will die off, but concentrate everything in what they call the meristem. It will concentrate everything up in there to start growing roots again. It'll lean over, it will act like it's dead, but trust me, it don't be dead. It's just that it's regenerating roots. But that's ass backwards and asinine. But if you want the same thing that you had from before, that's how you do it. Now, you can also do it naturally, but here's the kicker behind it. Because the DNA and the RNA can change in seeds. I'm going to say that again. You can go get a strawberry cough from Afghanistan, right? A true strand that don't have no other crossings or nothing in it. You can go get this is organic now. You go get that plant. In those seeds, the DNA and the RNA can vary. Meaning this, you grow the plant, it may grow 10 feet on your ass, or it only may grow 4 feet. Coming from seed, you may get a pound out of a motherfucking cola, or you might only get a half an ounce out of the motherfucker. It varies. You may get more pungent potency out of one. One can be just pungent and not potent. The other one can be potent and not pungent. This is how you get variations from seed. Clone, it's the same old thing every motherfucking time. Every rip is going to be the same motherfucking plant. Nothing is going to change. It's going to remain the same. Nothing is going to change. You ain't going to get no variations. You ain't going to nothing unless you genetically modify the motherfucker. No, it's 14. Universal Inquirer. It's 14 because I guess they changed the chart. But in original, it was 7. I got pH shit all over the place. Hold on, let me see. 1 second. Damn, I didn't know I had my mic on. Let's do that again. I had my motherfucking mic on. That is crazy. Let me blow myself up again. Here we go. We're starting from the red right here, right? That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 colors in the chakra in the pH. Gonna do that again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Like I said, that one, this is new. That's new. That's what I'm talking about. Again, I'm giving you your 7 chakras that you can touch, that something needs those 7 chakras in order to grow. Not only that in yourself that I just showed you this. Hold on. Not only in the chakras that you need this in order to grow. Not only that you need this chakra or chakras in order for you to grow, but these are nutrients. But it takes, oh, I must have took it off. Damn, share my screen again. Tripping. It takes this right here. It takes this right here in order for you to know how you maximize it, because you can burn your roots. You can have root lock. You can have nutrient burns. You can have nutrient deficiencies. All that shit, especially if your pH ain't right. If your pH ain't right, it's not going to absorb properly certain nutrients like light, which is phosphorus. You need your pH balance at a 5.5. That's exactly where you need it at, as a 5.5, in order for you to get a proper absorption through the roots. Because roots, what they go through is called root pressuring. They actually like pulsate like a heart. No bullshitting. They pulsate like a heart. Very microscopic. Very, very microscopic. But they pulsate. And through that pulsation, they're absorbing the nutrients in the water. They shoot it through the meristem. It goes all the way to the top, and then it falls back down. The water goes to the top, and it comes back down. The plants or the offshoots of the plants, they're not absorbing the water or the nutrients until the water comes back down. Not when the water comes up. When it comes back down the meristem. See, I'm teaching y'all horticulture 101. I hope y'all appreciate this. I hope y'all appreciate it, because I know people on people's panel is not going to teach you this shit, but yet they love talking about colors, red, black, and green. I mean, not red, black, and green, red, blue, and green, red, blue, and green, red, blue, and green. What? Let's look up something right now, because I'm sick of you niggas misappropriating information. Here we go. Misappropriating information. Let's look up what are primary colors. Let's go to Google. Primary colors. Let's go here. You know what? They got a bad name for themselves right now because of that goddamn puppet monster. What they call him, a Muppet. That motherfucker waved off 2 black folks. But I'm just showing you in essence, you know, Sesame Street, when they teaching a primary day, trust me, they don't lie on the colors. They don't lie on them. So before you even say, oh, that's indoctrination, no, the fuck it ain't. With that being said, are your primary colors are yellow, blue, and red, not red, blue, and green. This is not no primary color wheel, trust me. This is. That is your true primary color wheel. Let me blow this up. Even with this one. These are your true primary color wheels. Not that red, blue, and green shit. This shit is not primary colors. Trust me. Your primary colors are this right here. These are your true primary colors. This is your true primary colors. These right here stands alone. These colors stand alone. When they got yellow being made by green and what was that color? Let me see. They got green and red making yellow. When we all know that yellow and blue makes green. Those are not your primary colors, dude. The yellow is the color of sun rays. Blue is the color of your sky, which is in ultra, or it's in a what do they call that? It's at the tip of my tongue. It's a wave. It's a wave particle. Can't get the fucking name out. But in that ultra blue that the sky is in, because of the yellow of the sun rays, that's the reason why you see green all over the place. Green does not reflect the sky. The sky reflects the green. In other words, the sky is what's reflecting the light, not the other way of fucking around. The earth is not giving off no light, dumbass. We receiving it. So we're receiving yellow. That's the reason why we see green all over the place. That yellow, the green, blue, and red was made for dummies. That color triangle was made for dummies because people was not understanding yellow. They was not understanding yellow. And plus, yellow is a sacred color, to say the least. And it's used in journalism. It's used in journalism. And trust me what I say, yellow is your primary color. And as you can see here, green can't do that. Boom. Let's pull it up. Let's pull it off. Oh, shit. Which way did I go? What the fuck just happened? All right. Hello? Yep. I gotta find a way to get rid of this shit right here. Am I still echoing? Let me see, man. This is some bullshit. Am I still echoing? Let me see, man. This is some bullshit. I see I sound clear, man. God damn, this was some bullshit, dog. I don't know what the fuck just happened. My window won't disappear. Add to the stream. I'm trying to get rid of this shit. This shit is fucking nuts. But that since y'all can hear me, I can't even stop sharing. Fuck is my share screen and shit at? This shit is all whack. This is shit whack. Something is going on with my computer. This shit whack. Damn, dog. I might have to start this motherfucker all over again. Shit. Well, let me just try to continue this shit, but that just discouraged the fuck out of me right there. Because I forgot what I was fucking about to go to, and then my computer just went blanking. I did do that. Yep, it's still doing the same old shit, man. I got this extra window open and I want to close the motherfucker. I don't know how the fuck that dumbass shit happened. But nonetheless, ladies and gentlemen, the show must go on. Like I said, There's a difference between a seed and a clone. Damn. Yeah, that kind of fucked my flow up. But with that being said, considering the fact that the chakras that people talk about in their body, in terms of how they talk about it, you can't touch it. But I'm telling you, chakras that you can touch, right there. And you're gonna need let me take my time with it and not rush it, because I see now that if I rush it, shit bound to happen all fucked up. See, it's telling me I got like plenty windows open and I don't see them open. That shit crazy. All right. Those are the colors that you need to correspond with the nutrients that I just showed you. And then once you do that, to know this will be absolutely no problem for you. Right here. Because your primary colors are not green, blue, and red. Because green, blue, and red, in its essence, when you have to do synchronizations, when you have to do symmetry and geometry, it doesn't match. This is what it is. I think when I hit that, that shit just, all right. You got red, yellow, blue, red. When you mix and match, you got orange, green, and violet, dog. You can't do that with green. Primary colors over here, secondary colors on the bottom. I remember having an argument with that broad beach is better in our cook, and I was trying to tell them the primary colors. That bitch was said red. She said red, blue, and green. I said, oh my God, what school? See, I must have paid attention when I was in classroom. I was delinquent as a motherfucker. Y'all ain't knowing. But I ain't gonna sit up here and show you my motherfucking paperwork. And dude, trust me when I say I was a delinquent. And I'm saying was, using it loosely. But I guess I paid attention in school versus motherfuckers who wasn't delinquent and was in school. I said, y'all didn't pay attention. Y'all got all these degrees. That's what Dr. Henry Clark said, that even motherfuckers with degrees are the stupidest people in the world. And people without degrees are brilliant. And I'm one of those persons without a degree coming from one of those institutions. I am a brilliant motherfucker, and they know this. And they'll try to shit on my information. But with that being said, let me make sure that shit is showing, because this shit got a tendency of trying to fuck over me. With that being said, let's blow it up just a little bit. Those are your real primary colors: red, blue, and yellow. Those are your primary colors, not the other way around. So when you're hearing dumb motherfuckers talk about primary colors, again, that's coming from a regurgitated information. It's regurgitated. It's all cloned. What you're going to get here, you're going to get organic, seed-grown food. If you want to grow it yourself, you can take the seeds home yourself. That's what I would suggest. Take the seeds home yourself and grow your own food. And that's what I'm giving here, and not the other way around. Oh shit. But yeah, um, all in a nutshell, right? Because I was gonna play another song, but I don't know where my motherfucking windows went. They saying I got windows open, but I don't see them. Let me see something. No, no, something is going on. My damn dog, they saying I got windows open, and I don't see them. That shit crazy. Hold on, let me. Dog, I don't like this shit because I like total control of my shit. Yeah, right. Oh, that's what's going on. Hold on, let me see someone. But where's my other windows at? Hold on, man. I'm finna go ahead and end this because they saying I got two stream yards open at the same time. I gotta end this shit. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm finna go ahead and end it because I want to get this shit straight. I'm sorry. I'll redo this one. I'll redo it. And with that, I'm sorry, y'all. Or let me try to at least troubleshoot it one more motherfucking time. Without I'm hoping I don't lose everything. Let's go. Let me see. Okay, I'm not gonna end the broadcast. I'm trying to. No, this motherfucker fucking up big time. Even though y'all can hear me, my share screen is all crazy. They selling I got two streams open. They saying that shit. I don't want the motherfuckers to double up on my motherfucking usage. And that's crazy. I don't even have my camera open. This is bullshit. Dog. You see that bullshit? No, this ain't working. I gotta come on. All right, y'all. I'm finna end it.